You have 7 baskets
Yeah.
to 1 clothes horse?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense! Welcome back to the Sharehouse podcast, the place to air gripes, find compromise. I'm Mikey D. I'm joined by my best friend in the entire world, Joel Harris. I noticed the last time we did this, you didn't introduce me as your best friends, whatever.
I did.
I'm not hanging on to it.
I said best friend in the whole wide world.
You did it! No, you said co-host!
And I'm joined by my best friend in the entire world, Mikey D.
I literally quoted you from another episode when you said I was your best friend in the whole wide world.
We're going to duke it out in the front lawn after this. That's good, you're done.
Rip your head off.
I just feel like it's really awkward. They're like, we're best friends. And then there's these two guys. Like, it's just the,
Oh, hey guys, I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
Speaking of these two guys, please welcome back to the podcast. We're so excited to have them here. The odd units.
That guy's different from last time.
Hi,
What?
I'm Darcy.
No, you're not Darcy. Don't.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
no.
confusing, man. This is an auditory podcast. People, like, some people are listening and not watching. I don't know if you can understand that in your video verse, but...
Your goddamn video.
Your fucking video verse.
Yeah, we're all audio based. Now, for this episode, you've brought to us a gripe. We're going to, again, duke it out or just have a friendly chinwag about life. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I didn't tell you, but
Oh, I mean, I've never watched this show, so I...
Some of us had a meeting. Not everyone was involved in the meeting.
Yeah.
I was on my honey. No, I was on my anniversary. I was on a trip.
He just got married. He's on his honeymoon.
Yeah.
humble brag.
Well,
I was
okay.
alone.
We can talk about that off air.
Okay, sorry. Well, look. So I love Callum dearly, but so in a share house, people wear clothes. We know this. We know this to be true, unless you're nudists, but we're not. So let's just get out of the way.
I mean, some of us aren't, so...
Okay.
And I guess the rest
That's
of us,
another
the rest of us
podcast.
just have to live with that, so...
So, you know, we all share washing machines, right? We got to share facilities.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I need to bring up is that whenever I go to do my washing, you know, what's the most useful thing that you need for washing, from transporting clothes from one machine to another?
Well, okay, look, so you've added an interesting layer.
You're just, I feel like I need to get through what I'm saying. And,
Well, no,
and I'm
I
like, so
might
happy to hear
mediate.
you.
Yeah, I might mediate, if I may.
Yeah, you're the mediator.
Oh,
This
alright.
is your courtroom.
I will let you finish, and then you have time to rebut, and then Joel will have time to add, and then we'll get into a compromise section.
Oh, yeah. That's the format, Callum.
I'm sorry.
So, hey, look, it
I
wasn't
don't
in the
make the
reels,
rules.
so I'm not across it.
I don't make the rules, I just write them down and laminate it. So, let's-
So, whenever I go to do my laundry, firstly, I just, you know, do what I normally do, put it in the washing machine, wait for that to, like, you know, sort itself out. And then the most important, most crucial part when you need those baskets is the transportation from one machine to another.
Yeah.
Right? There is never any washing baskets there, ever.
It's tough.
Because I live with hoarders. Specifically, basket
Okay,
hoarders.
so now we're not in the accusing section yet, we're in the gripe section. So now I believe your gripe is completed.
I think that's pretty much it.
I'll let you rebut.
Oh,
please.
lovely. I feel like I need to take notes for that whole section because there's just so much that I need to address here. So, first of all, you added a very interesting qualifier that I feel you could like frame any situation as being the most important part of. So you said, now what's the most important part when you're trying to put your clothes into something and move it to another washer? I'm like, okay, well, first off, you started that by saying what's the most important part of washing your clothes? I would say water. I would say water, then like some kind of detergent, then maybe like heat, but heat's not even that necessary for watching.
No, we do cold washers.
Yeah, just
Oh,
saying.
True,
Eco setting, yeah, nice.
Yeah, exactly. We care about the environment.
We care about that too.
Exactly. So I'd say there's like a hierarchy of things in terms of like the measure of importance
Sure.
before we get to transporting from one thing to another. The second gripe that I have with that, the way that was laid out, is that so our washing machine system at home, we've got a washing machine on the bottom, we've got a dryer on the top. So it's not like we're going from one room to another or even going from one side of the room to the other side of the room. It's outside on the balcony. And all you need to do
Wait,
is...
sorry. Your washing machine and dryer are outside in the balcony?
Yeah, it's an interesting situation.
That was just nice to get a head around this
yeah,
idea.
that's a fun flavor.
Very
Fun is a
exciting.
word for it. Cold in the winter is another.
Outside is definitive. Sure, please continue.
So really, like, there's not actually much of a transportation process from taking it from the washer to the dryer.
Okay.
So you open one thing, You take the wet clothes out, you open the dryer, you put them into that dryer.
Sure.
It's an arm length apart. You can just go kind of back and forth. In fact, that's how I do it, regardless of whether or not there are washing baskets there.
You always use dryer, no air dryer? No.
Well, no, not always, but
good
for
question.
the 6 months of the year where you need that, you know, maybe there's a
6 months.
50-50. Yeah, you know,
Just
4
clarifying.
months.
That's all. Just clarifying.
Just
It's half a year. If I would have been, do some maths.
Some quick maths right there.
look, I feel like you're really talking around this issue, which you are admittedly very good at. But I feel like I need to add another qualifier
Okay.
to really give context.
Okay, well, just
You know,
have you done?
Well, because as we've established, the qualifiers are clearly the most important part of the washing process.
I just want to be clear here too that the gripe is that there are no. Are there washing baskets for you to use? You
Yeah, just
use
why
your
don't you just come out and
housemates
say
as
it?
hoarders.
to answer that question, I need to tell you a story.
Yeah, please. I got time.
This is good pattern now. This is after about a 40
We
minute
might get a couple
episode.
of mid-rolls for this one.
So, when we first all moved in together, so that's
Yes.
me, Callum, Darcy, and Chelsea, we had 3 washing baskets because we came from a house with 3 housemates. So it made sense we all have our own baskets, right? That's fair. Look, it's not important to the story, but I'll just say that I bought them. I'm just going to put that out there.
Whoa. Just flopping it out on the table. Huh?
The
Jeez
baskets,
Louise.
yeah. So when we moved to the new place, I was like, oh yeah, I mentioned it. I was like, guys, we have 3 baskets, so just make sure you're on top of it.
For 4 people as well, which to be fair,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and the thing is, because I respect you guys so much, I respect your intelligence, I respect your ability to care about your other housemates, because you're really good people. So we had 3 washing baskets, and I was like, okay, this will be fine. But then I kept going to do my goddamn washing, and there was never any there.
It's the darndest thing.
Just the darndest thing. And I would be like, oh, maybe it's just around the corner. Maybe someone's in the middle of transport. But this is like when there was no other clothes there. And I would always be like, hey guys, where the washing baskets at?
Yeah.
And to be fair, there's someone who's involved in this that isn't going to be able to represent themselves. So I'm going to rag on them.
Okay.
No,
And
it's
snitch,
either
and snitch.
it's either Chelsea or Callum who has these baskets. And I feel kind of weird being like, hey, can I take that basket from you? Like, which probably involves like dumping clothes out and like taking it from them.
You own.
Yeah.
The basket
Well,
you
they're the basket. Thank you.
I'm just
So-
Hey, just clarifying facts. Just clarifying facts. That's all.
staying
and
impartial.
so I was like, okay, we need to figure this solution out. I called the house meeting, and we had other things on the agenda, but this was one of them. I said, let's figure this out. And my solution was just don't keep them in your room. I'm like, just do your washing, complete it, and put it back. But Callum had an ulterior
An ulterior motive.
Wow.
An alternate solution, maybe.
Solution, yeah.
Yeah, I
I'd
like
like to hear it.
Yeah, well, okay, so let me get into it. If you'll just excuse me. So basically, my thinking was, okay, well, clearly, if it was a matter of will in this scenario, if we could just will ourselves to, complete every step of this washing journey in one like fell swoop. We've all had that experience, right? Where there's a chair that just has all the laundry on it for like a matter of weeks before you're like, okay, I have to get to it. So I heard Jack. I heard the qualm of we only have 3 baskets for 4 people. That seems like not enough. We haven't even got 1 for 1. So my solution was, because clearly if it was a matter of just deciding to not keep them in the rooms, it wouldn't be a problem to begin with. So let's acknowledge that part of the problem and implement another solution. I went and I bought 4 baskets.
4 more.
This
baskets.
is on top of the baskets that we already
You have
have.
7. We've just tallied.
We have 7
We have
baskets.
7 baskets.
And you can see very clearly which ones are mine, because mine are rectangular and his are like
Sure.
oval shaped. So I now own a majority share of the baskets. So if we're to follow like the basic like fundamental rules of like shareholder capitalism, I think that I have the most sway when it
that
comes
time
to
of the
this
podcast.
this particular gripe. So
Okay.
You guys got crypto?
as
Sorry.
majority shareholder, I thought that it was fair and reasonable that 4 baskets for like 7 baskets for 4 people.
Almost
like,
a 2-to-1 situation here.
Yeah, I mean,
almost a 2-to-1. I
like-
think that's reasonable.
And I thought that made sense. I'm like, I would have rather it be. Yeah, well, no, it didn't. But like, I'm like, oh, look, well, at least for me, like the problem that I have, that's going to be solved.
Yes.
Because there's no possible way that with 7 baskets, I'm still going to rock up and there's not going to be any baskets.
Sure.
And thus the plot thickens.
But it's almost like it made the problem so much worse. because it's now both Callum and Chelsea have at first it was like, oh, they have one basket in their room full of clothes, and I'm like, oh, okay. But now it's like they have like mountains with like 2 or 3, and it's like, oh no, we've just made it all the more worse, and I still don't have any baskets to use.
This is like a bad Band-Aid solution. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
If I may interject, Joe
Please.
Harris, I'd love to give you the floor.
Yeah.
You seem pent up.
I'm a little pent up. This is how many clothes do you own to be
Great
stacking multiple dirty baskets of clothes?
Well, so it gets to the point where it's like sort of an ecosystem, right? Where you don't actually, why even bother like putting the pants that you've just washed back into the cupboard when it's right there on the floor? You can see the pants directly. It actually removes a level of interaction that you need to do to get the pants out of the drawer. You see them immediately.
You considered an open cupboard solution.
Well, I have actually, yes.
Well, so all right, the stance that I would take on all this is that you use what you own. If you own a couple baskets, you are the sole users of that basket. Say in my home, everyone's got their own drying rack. So if I'm going to dry my clothes, I'm going to use my drying rack. And if my housemate's going to dry clothes, he or she is going to use their drying rack. And that is the way it's going to be.
So in their house, you're suggesting, if I may,
Yes.
that they need to own 4 separate drying racks in order for that system to play out.
Yes. That is what I would propose.
But-
I would say if you own...
You got to live in a mansion for that to play out.
If you own a basket, you should be the only one using that basket. Therefore, it will always be available to you because it's yours. And if you have 7 baskets already, there's more than enough for 1 each and then some contingency on the side.
Yes. I would agree with that.
What it seems like, if I may, as the man that gets to sit in the mediator chair today and remain impartial.
Yeah.
Instead of taking the accountability approach, which, sometimes it's hard. It's hard to do the dishes all the time. It's hard to vacuum all the time.
Oh, it's hard, isn't it?
You've decided to go around it with more baskets. My question is, do you think there's an apt amount of baskets? Like, what's the number do you think would really quash this issue?
Personally, I don't think we're there yet.
How many baskets would it take, huh?
I don't think there's any problem that can't be solved by excess. I think that, like, I'm just going to put a crazy amount out there, but I don't think we would ever run out of baskets if we had, say, like 20 baskets.
Sure.
That's not to say that I think we should have 20 baskets, but it's like, okay, will we have problems if we had 19? What about 18? What about 17? I think somewhere around like the 10 mark, because I've never had more than 3 baskets active in my room at any given time.
So you're all looking at me as if it would be a crime to have 4 drying racks, but 20 laundry
I
baskets?
don't think it's a crime. I'm on board with it. We had a moment, we were looking at each other like genuinely considering it, I feel. We had a magic little moment.
Because literally just yesterday, Carl was like, hey, do we have like another clothes rack? And I'm like, no, just the one. Like, we've
I always thought we had 2 for
So
some
you have
reason.
7...
So if the ratios here are like...
If I may, gentlemen,
Yes, please.
I don't want to lose it. If you have 7 baskets
Yeah.
to 1 clothes horse,
Yeah.
Numbers flying.
doesn't make sense. How does this work? How is the amount of washing done, but there's not enough drying capacity? What is happening?
Because they use a dryer all the time. See, I'm also against constant dryer use, so I'm worried about your energy bill at the same time. If you don't have enough racks to dry everything and you're using the dryer constantly too.
Can I just
I
like
thought you were
just...
supposed to be impartial.
I'm
can
sorry, I
just
want to
say?
apologize
really
for my
angry.
outburst.
No,
So-
I
I
don't
could
think I
hold
should.
you in contempt even
Sorry?
though you're the judge.
I'm really sorry.
No, I don't forgive you.
This is Mikey's reaction, just like so we're across it as a household, is how I feel on the inside constantly. And I'm so glad that, like, can you come over more?
You
often?
you own 3. You don't need to own 3 for 4 people. You're still part of the problem here.
No, I bought 3 with the intent of sharing, because you know what they say.
It's caring. You're right, it rhymes. And when it
I know,
rhymes, it
yeah.
makes
But we
sense.
could share with foods and drinks
so
and
torn right now.
games.
I'm Natalie Imbruglia.
Let me lay it down for you. Let me propose an idealistic world.
We've switched chairs, haven't we?
No, I'm arguing against them.
Sorry,
No,
audience.
I am making a point to argue.
Yeah,
so
please.
let's picture this. You've got a singular basket each.
Yeah.
That basket, you fill it up with dirty laundry
It's
as
your
you go
basket.
about your day. It's your basket. Hey, that basket gets full. Time for a wash. You take that basket, you put your clothes in the wash. The clothes wash. When you get it out of the washing machine, goes back into the basket, and then you go hang it up somewhere, or you dry it, and then that basket turns back into a dirty laundry basket. In what part of that scenario would you need a second basket?
Nah, see, I already hear your flaw.
What's the flaw?
Okay, if I may, you're not
What
gonna,
could it be?
You're not going to wash lights and darks at the same time. You can bleed.
I'm Joel Harris.
Hi, John.
I did neglect to consider that. This is a good point.
I
are
don't
Joel.
care about lights and darks. They can go live harmoniously
whoa,
together.
If I may, you wash lights and darks?
Yes, I do.
Wait, hold on. Can we ask Carl the same question? Because we might have to swap things completely.
We have a 50-50%
I-
share in this podcast together, Joel. I don't know if I want it.
You think I have time? We've argued in the past episode about how precious time of day is. You
yeah.
waste your time splitting lights and darks when you just put them all in together. It makes no difference. You see this light ain't impacted by no dark.
That was once white.
Yeah, I was going to say, that
It was this
clearly
has been
be pressure.
cream all its life, baby, and it's had a life.
Look, I've got several points of rebuttal to make. First of all, is that it doesn't take much slime at all, especially if you have two baskets from the get-go,
makes
right?
sense.
Two
Or
baskets.
maybe if you have
No, no,
7 baskets.
Hear me out.
Oh no, they're starting to go together.
If you have two baskets in you're given your room,
Yeah.
and you're like taking your shirt off, and you're like, oh, is this a white shirt or a dark shirt? And then you put it in the corresponding thing. It takes 2 seconds. So then you've got like a thing that you can immediately take out, and it's pre-sorted into lights and darks.
Yep.
Now I never want to get color bleed, so I make sure that my color, my pigments. I'm trying to figure out how to word this in a way that is not clippable.
We plan on taking you down.
We can
Just like
jump cut.
just a super cut of all the like awful things. Yeah. So I might try to make sure that my pigments stay in their respective like baskets.
Sure.
This is a minefield. In any case, I make sure that they're separated so that there's no color bleed. When you actually get, I think time of day factors into this as well, because if you're going to hang them up and like, what if you're working like a normal person? What if you have a real job, not like any of us here?
I wouldn't know.
Bad example.
What if you're working a 9 to 5 and you come home and it's like already dark? Say it's not even daylight savings, mate. You know, it's dark,
Yeah,
it's cold.
dark
What are you going to
times.
do? Hang them up on the washing line, which we do have, by the way. We've got a clothes rack and we've also got a washing line on the balcony.
But I'd say, what's percentage-wise of use of dryer? What's that?
It depends on time of year. There's
Well,
too many variables.
I also think you're wrong, because it depends. If you care about your clothes.
Yeah.
Some things go on the dryer, and some things
Yeah.
you hang out on because you don't need to
Joel
throw it
doesn't know
around.
about that.
Oh,
No.
Joe beats his clothes against a rock apparently in the river. He's down at the Yarra.
some things are for
Is
the
that how
dryer.
that stopped being white? Was
No,
like
look, look, just-
Yarra goodness.
To get back to it, I understand you're a very particular man with your washing. So let's just say, all right, maybe we all own 2 or 3 baskets, and you're sorting your own clothes into your own baskets. I think you guys have missed my point. It still stands.
Yeah, we're the problem here.
That you can still operate your day using your own baskets to and from the laundry. You never have to commingle baskets, therefore you'll never have a problem of never having a basket. If you just manage your own baskets without dipping into other people's baskets. Whether that means Jack has to own 2 baskets of his own and Callum 17 baskets. That's Cal's problem. He can have those 17 baskets, but you'll always have your 2 baskets.
I think that is like a legitimately great solution.
It's funny that you should say that, because I was thinking since like minute 2 of the podcast, like, oh, we should just put like a little a little red sticker thing on Jack's ones, and then like a blue one on mine or something.
Aren't
and,
they
like, a yellow
different
one Darcy's.
shapes?
I mean, they are different shapes, but like if we have like, say we get like 10 baskets, right, and it's like,
So we've got like 70 baskets.
and it's
So we
like,
bought out the stock.
as majority shareholder, no. If we just like color mark them, that might be it. Because then, again, like I said, I've never had more than 3 in circulation.
Sure.
So I
Yeah, but you only never had more than 3, but before you never had more than 2.
Well, I don't think I have enough clothes to have more than like 3. Like
say
if
that
I have
now.
10, I don't have 10 baskets worth of clothes. I might have maybe like 6 or something. I doubt I'd have 6 in rotation at any given time. But if I have 10, that problem is eventually eliminated through excess. I maintain
agree
that
with the 2 because
Yeah.
I'm a 2-man. I have one that's a fabric one for my dirty clothes, and then I put let's say it's the lights or the darks. I put one of them into my plastic one that goes to the wash. Put them in. Use the same basket to bring them to the clothes horse. That's my 2-pronged system here, which it seems like is what we're kind of getting to, even though there's 7 in your house currently.
Yeah, I feel like we maybe missed a really easy solution. Now that you kind of phrase it like that.
That's what we do here on the Sharehouse. We solve problems.
If we've solved one, let's say let's compromise one. We'll put that in the YouTube the annotations underneath. You don't separate lights and darks.
No, see, mediator, I feel like I've put out my life on the line here, but I ask you not to judge my methods because I'm not...
That's the whole point of the podcast is we judge each other.
Am I affecting anybody else by washing lights and darks together?
You're angering me just by association.
So it's more a clash of values
well,
type
you just
deal.
do things wrong. You are objectively, could we say...
And
thus we have the basis for all global conflicts hitherto. No, I don't like your values, man.
Do we have to go to war about it, though, is my question.
No, look, it's no 7 baskets. I just think...
It bothers me that this is the barometer that we've established.
You're the worst. No,
you just suck. Anyway.
No, it's just intriguing to me that were you raised upon a no separation? Because I know your father listens to this podcast. Am I directly offending him?
Well,
if I were to say that this is wrong.
All I would do is I'd put my dirty clothes down the laundry chute and Mum would deal with it. So
You had a laundry chute?
We did have a laundry chute.
Wait, so and maybe this is
it was magic. You put it down.
Just added Joel Harris's Nepo baby.
Dude, the washing disappears. It comes back to me clean in a few days.
Well, we were.
But now as an adult, I do all my washing myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
incorrectly, but yes, you do.
I've noticed if I were to notice a difference, I'd maybe change my ways. All I know is I'm not putting brand new clothes in a light and dark mix.
So the problem's education.
See, I think it's even more a problem of consistency because not minutes ago you were advocating for the separation of baskets per, depending on who's using it. If you want to separate the baskets for as a matter of utility, then I think that perhaps separation needs to figure more into your wash cycle.
Yeah, you need to go back to the root of the problem. You're going to the end here. It's the basket. That's at the end of the cycle. The start of the cycle
Consistency.
is consistency with the baskets at the start, my friend.
But where's the problem?
I
don't want to spend minutes of my day separating lights and darks and stressing.
Hey,
minutes. Hey, you're the one who's annoyed by seconds left on the microwave, which is seconds.
That's a different episode. No one cares about that.
That's
not
done.
canon.
We put a nail on that. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Let's all just agree Joel's wrong and that's the compromise.
All right, yeah.
I'm more than happy to compromise on
I'll
that.
live my life, you live your life. I'm happy to compromise on that one. If you guys want to flame me for light and dark mixes, go ahead. I'm ready.
Oh, well, hey, why would you yell like that? We don't do
clip
that.
Don't we? I want the viewer to scroll back and see how you started the
We'll
episode.
timestamp it. Hey, that's been the Sharehouse podcast. These have been the odd units. Hey, wow.
Hey, thank you for bringing up these strong household grievances. I hope you guys find a better solution in your home.
I think we found. I'm happy with the color coding.
sticker system.
This really isn't a big deal, guys.
No, this is actually fine. We've already moved past it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all an act. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at SharehousePod.
No, it's real.
SharehousePod@gmail.com. Please email us if you have more than 20 laundry baskets in your home. Or if you'd like them. I'd love to know your thoughts.
Hey, be good to one another and make sure to tell someone you love them today. Bye.
Bye.